Sam Tompkins is at full-back once again for the Wigan Warriors. Then it's Daryl Goulding, Martin Gleeson, George Carman, Pat Richards, Paul Deacon and Thomas Luluai. In the forwards, Stuart Fielden, Mark Riddell, Andy Coley, Liam Farrell, Joel Tompkins and Sean O'Loughlin. And on the bench, Harrison Hansen is back, Paul Prescott, Mike McAlorum, Chris Tewson, coach Michael Maguire. Now then, Leeds have Brent Webb at full-back, then it's Scott Donald, Brett Delaney, Keith Senior back in the centres, Ryan Hall, Danny Maguire and Rob Burrow. The forwards, Kylie Luluai, Danny Baderas, Ryan Bailey, Carl Ablett, Ian Kirk, Kevin Sinfield, the captain. And on the bench, Ali Lauatiti, Matt Diskin, Greg Eastwood, linked with a move to Canterbury Bulldogs, and Chris Clarkson back in the side for coach Brian McLennan, Eddie.
The Wigan Warriors, in 12 previous seasons of playoff football, they know that the league leaders have won their opening match on 8 occasions. As I say, the last league leaders to lose their opening playoff game, St Helens in 2005, were beaten by Leeds, then by Bradford. The only league leaders not to make it to Old Trafford were the Saints in 2005. Leeds, though, their 34th competitive game. How they would love the win and get the week off next weekend. They meet Wigan in the playoffs for the 3rd time in 4 seasons, the 8th clash between the two at this level over 8 years. Wigan have won 4 of them. Leeds, though, each of the last 3, and in each of those games it took the Rhinos all the way to Old Trafford and the grand final. I must say that the Rhinos looking there in very, very determined mood. But they are coming to the home of the league leaders, and Wigan have topped the table from start to finish. Wigan's last playoff win against Leeds, 2003 at Headingley, that 23-22 classic. Brian Carney, Sean O'Loughlin, the only survivor actually, Sean O'Loughlin, who is here tonight. They got 2 tries apiece. Mike Gregory was the last Wigan coach to lead them out at Old Trafford 2003. The Leeds Rhinos have been back to Old Trafford and have won the trophy the last 3 seasons. Their supporters are here in great numbers as well. The Wembley disappointment is behind them, and it's now whether they can get over the top of this Wigan Warriors side. They've lost 4 at home this year, Wigan, and strangely 3 of them in their last 5 meetings at home in 2010. The 18th man, that's what they call the Wigan supporters here, and they love to watch their team filled with youngsters, filled with experience, and they are really hopeful that this team, led out by Andy Coley, can go all the way to Old Trafford this year from pole position after the weekly rounds.
The big question on this Leeds outfit is that can the Leeds pack handle this very, very fast and furious set of 6? Riddell, he'll run from dummy half. He will cause a lot of problems, but so will Danny Baderas. There are so many great contests going to be on show tonight. But as I mentioned before the kick-off here, Kevin Sinfield, he's been a little bit off colour. So have Leeds. Can they get off to a good start? They need it, they know that. And I'm sure Brian McLennan has brought about a plan that can shock this Wigan outfit. There's a lot of inexperienced youngsters out there in this Wigan side. Nerves could play a part. The experience of Leeds, they know. They've won it 3 times on the trot.
First season of the playoffs, 1998, Leeds met Wigan at Old Trafford in the grand final. Kevin Sinfield gets us underway here for this important match. Whoever wins tonight will be just 80 minutes away from a trip back to the Theatre of Dreams in 2010. Andy Coley, captain for the night, takes the first tackle. There's a rush from Stuart Fielden. Fielden, who has agreed to stay on at Wigan for 2 more years. That deal was sorted out this week. Coley again will drive it forward for the Wigan Warriors. 3 tackles gone. Mark Riddell, who will return home at the end of the season, finds Thomas Luluai. Luluai then brings Joel Tompkins into the action. Keith Senior and Carl Ablett watching him very closely for the Leeds Rhinos. Now Fielden, who's had some battles in his time with the Leeds Rhinos, not only for Wigan, but of course in his Bradford Bulls days as well, goes down on tackle number 5, just inside his own half of the field. The kick from Luluai then. High and straight down the middle, straight into the arms of Brent Webb, the Leeds fullback.
Not the best. Far too strong. Brian McLennan, he knows that they've been up and down throughout this season, but he knows they've still got plenty of experience out there, and it'll be interesting to see whether Leeds, early in the game, start kicking early.
That's a big hit.
Great defence.
Bailey was greeted and has lost the ball.
Goalie's come up with it.
The referee wipes the tackle count clear. No need to put the scrum down. This is the 0 tackle. And here is Sean O'Loughlin. Well, that was a real welcoming committee, wasn't it, for Ryan Bailey? 4 cherry and white jerseys got to him. He drops the ball, and here is Luluai. Fires the pass to Deacon. Deacon then finds George Carmont. Carmont goes to the track down the middle and is halted by 3. Delaney, Sinfield, and Danny Maguire was in there as well. Riddell fires the pass to Luluai. Luluai then in turn to O'Loughlin. O'Loughlin further wide to Martin Gleeson. Burrow doing a good job on him. There's the ball there to Joel Tompkins. Here is O'Loughlin. Now Coley again. Test here of this Leeds defence early.
Watch for the switch on the inside.
Riddell. Here is Deacon. Deacon then fires it wide to Liam Farrell. Leeds wrap him up. That's the last tackle. Leeds will get great confidence from this if they can hold out. Carmont to Deacon. He'll float the kick towards the in-goal area. It's palmed back. It's a try! It's a try for Tompkins! Palmed back, and Tompkins, he was the first to react and touchdown. The referee, Thierry Albert, hands it upstairs to video referee Phil Bentham to take a look. But I think that Tompkins has got the first try here for Wigan.
Beautiful kick by Paul Deacon. Pinpoint accuracy, right on the line. Great work from Gleeson. Donald, well, he never contested it. That's play on. And I think that Sam Tompkins has got it down. No knock on as far as I'm concerned. But what on earth is Scott Donald doing? Allowing Martin Gleeson to knock the ball back, and that is try time. Under pressure, the French referee Thierry Albert did the right thing, but this will be confirmation, surely. What a start by the Warriors.
Try for Sam Tompkins, the Wigan full-back, named as standoff in the Dream Team. Last year's Young Player of the Year, and his reputation continues to grow. Tompkins with the try. Great kick to the in-goal area. Climb by Gleeson, try from Tompkins.
All came about by the lost ball. Ryan Bailey, was it pinched? Coley was using the ball carrying arm, pulling away. Did he try to squeeze it? Either way, Paul Deacon. How many times has he done this in his career? But Gleeson was superb. And equal to the task was the fullback Sam Tompkins. Time and time again, this guy practices the wonderful kick. And that is a great team effort.
Well, Scott Donald, I think, had allowed that ball to go over the line in his own mind. Richards has added the extras. Wigan have a 6-point lead early. The Leeds defence just didn't contest that high ball. It was Gleeson's all the way. He palmed it back, and this fellow, Sam Tompkins, 21 years of age, England international, plonked it down.
And he has the experience, Scott Donald. That's why it surprised everybody that he just didn't make any attempt. I mean, even if he'd have jumped up into the air, there could have been confusion under the rules of the game. That was he pushed away, but no way that could he turn that down.
That's out on the fall from Sinfield.
Well, I said that the Rhinos had to get off to a good start, and it is entirely the opposite. Out on the full. You can see Fielden saying, leave it, leave it. Tompkins knew as well. He's been off colour slightly, as Kevin Sinfield. We know the quality of the man. And he really has to get into the swing of things to get his Rhino side back into this game.
Well, they should be defending a set of 6 with Wigan having ball in hand at the other end of the field. As it is, Wigan are deep inside their territory here with Coley. And Riddell pointing the way, and he gives it to Luluai, who switches the direction of the attack. Deacon to O'Loughlin, back it comes to Tompkins. He's through the gap, Tompkins. He's through the defence of Webb. Second try for Sam Tompkins. Brilliant try from Tompkins. Outstanding.
And that's that setup we spoke about, Eddie. They do it so well. Set up, they got options inside and out. Hit Sam Tompkins, he's forced into the defence to make a decision on this. Danny Maguire is the one who got caught out that time, Steve-O.
They're running hot, and the man who's playing fullback tonight, Sam Tompkins, his second try. The switch back inside, and you could see there, Maguire had gone in. 2-on-1, leaves a huge gap, and boy is he excited over it. Beautiful switch, but you can see there that they caught out. Maguire should have filled in. I think it was Brett Delaney that also went in early. What a start.
Well, that's a full explanation of why Wigan have been the best starters this year. As I say, before the match, scored 18, conceded 3 in the opening 10 minutes of matches this year. They are phenomenal at that, and Leeds, to a certain degree, have invited the best starters and given them a 12-point lead here.
Well, it was an almighty mistake from Kevin Sinfield. Out on the full field and said, let it go, let it go. And then up the other end, and the try from Tompkins.
And you can see quite clearly that the Rhinos' defence, you see how the ball went to the right in the first instance. Thomas Luluai switched it back, and the Leeds defence failed to move up. They just hung back, left a gap, and boy, you can't afford to do that.
Well, 12-0 inside the opening 6 minutes. The league leaders against the league champions from the last 3 years. And it's Wigan who have the advantage. First league leaders trophy for Wigan in 10 years, claimed by Michael Maguire. And it's Leeds' 34th competitive game, but at the moment they aren't competing. Down goes Joel Tompkins, Bailey and Ablett with the tackle.
Well, Brian McLennan will be very, very unhappy with the way that they got their defence sorted out. Any side that can switch the ball, and it wasn't as though it was done all that quickly, but there was no pressure applied to Thomas Luluai, and that right-hand defence for the Rhinos failed to move up.
This is Brent Webb now, though, for the champions. 20 days to go to the grand final at Old Trafford. Will we have new grand finalists? Will we have a new name on the trophy this year?
Well, to be fair to Wigan, this season they have really come off with some wonderful, wonderful plays. A good, strong forward pack, and they've laid the platform, but their ability to link the likes of Paul Deacon, Thomas Luluai, they do give a good service out wide.
Bailey, booed by the Wigan crowd. Maguire will just drift the ball over the top, but Sam Tompkins has funneled in to try and get it. Oh, picked up by Maguire. Ball is played back, and Tompkins gobbles it up.
Sharp. Okay, it was a bad bounce, but he got himself back to the fullback. Tompkins did it
Problem
right.
here for Deacon, I think. Sam Tompkins came up with the ball, but Deacon has got a bang here, and he's out of the play and needing treatment. There's a collision between him and Maguire.
This is the incident. Maguire gets to it, manages to get the ball away, and he'd be disappointed with the standoff in regards to there wasn't one of his players that were in support.
Low kick from Tompkins, a slip from Brent Webb. There's possibly one area of concern for Wigan tonight, because they've got Hanson, Prescott, McIllorum and Tewson all on the bench. There isn't much cover in the three quarters, and Deacon is hobbling badly, Bill.
Absolutely, Eddie, and in fact Michael McAlorum just instructed to get out of the dugout and warm up, although it's Chris Chewson in fact who's moving to the sidelines now. Deacon in the defensive line at the moment, but playing on one leg, and he went down really uncomfortably in that tangle with Maguire. It looks like either right knee or ankle that is the problem, and I don't think he's going to be able to continue.
Ian Kirk running straight at him. Chewson waiting to come on. They do, of course, or they have the capacity to switch Sean O'Loughlin into the back division if necessary. And Chewson comes on and Deacon limps his way off. First change for Wigan. That's a bit of a disruption to them. The only disruption they've had in the opening 10 minutes. They lead 12-0. Sinfield with a high and a hanging kick. Goulding is underneath this. It's claimed eventually, is it by Donald?
With the turnover. And it is. Well, he jumped high on that occasion. Scott Donald learned the lesson. It's a good leap.
That was a better set from Leeds. They've come here, get to the team of the home of the league leaders, and they've given away ball on their own 20 from Ryan Bailey, and Kevin Sinfield's kicked one out in the full, and they've made mistakes and made it very difficult for themselves. They'll need to work their way back into the game. Sets like that will help.
Wigan though in possession with Pat Richards. He's already got 388 points this season. He's equalled the Super League record of Andy Farrell. O'Loughlin finds Tompkins. So dangerous, Tompkins, when he just steps off the foot, and Leeds know that. They surround him there.
And that's what I think is a great advantage playing at fullback. He can pick and choose. He can select when he wants to join into the three-quarter line. What's the chase like from Wigan? It's pretty good.
And it's obvious in the first 11 minutes of this game that Wigan don't want to get the ball to Ryan Hall. They've kicked the ball 4 times. It's gone in land between Brent Webb and Scott Donald. Predominantly, I know they are right-footed kickers, but they're kicking the ball to that side of the field, and they want to starve big, strong Ryan Hall of possession if they can.
That was Webb with the run. This is Kirk taking it forward. Tallest man on the field, Ian Kirk.
The biggest problem at the moment for Leeds is that they are not playing the ball quickly. They're allowing Wigan to just lie on them.
Sinfield here, taken high by Farrell and low by Stuart Fielden.
Look, there again, we saw Kevin Sinfield quite happy to just be casual to get up and play the ball. They want more enthusiasm. Got to get some spark into their play.
Burrow with a left-footed kick, but straight into the arms of Richards. That wasn't on the list for Rob Burrow. Poor kick. Richards is held by 3. Down he goes, first tackle. Tompkins at dummy half. Have a run. Was Sinfield standing square? Referee says yes, he was. No penalty. Carmont. Tracked by Sinfield all the way again. Riddell. Over the halfway line they come with Chewson. Bailey gets to him. Roughly puts him to ground. Riddell, back it goes to Luluai. There's the kick from Luluai right down the centre of the field. This time it is to Ryan Hall eventually, but it trickled away from him. It's a great chase. Hall though, good return.
Well, Michael Maguire, the Wigan coach, will be very, very happy with this start. I mean, 12 points on the board already, but he knows that their defence is pretty solid. They're working hard.
Luluai, Kylie Luluai that is, in the Leeds Rhinos colours. Good defence again from Wigan on show there as Delaney tried to hop his way forward a few more paces. Webb with the kick, left-footed, finds the ground between Richards and Tompkins, but Pat Richards will return it. Did he lose it? Yes, he did.
I think he was squeezed out, though. That could have been a penalty if it had gone to ground. He got it back in the end. But look at the enthusiastic way that Wigan are wanting to get on with the game. Completely the opposite from the Rhinos.
Here's O'Loughlin. Good strong run from the Wigan loose forward. Eventually he goes down. Tackle number 4. And Riddell. Sinfield couldn't touch him, turned his back on him. Luluai with the pass, well taken by Joel Tompkins. Important tackle that by Rob Burrow. Quick play the ball by Wigan. Riddell, they've loaded down that right-hand side. Dab over the top from Tompkins. Whoa! And it nearly fooled Brent Webb. He got to it, eventually knocked it dead. Goal line dropout.
And you can play that sort of rugby league football when you know you've got 12 points, you've got the opposition really on the rack. Little chip over the top, apply the pressure. It's something that Wigan have done all throughout this season.
What's worrying, Steve-O, for Leeds is they hit Joel Tompkins on that pass. Had they gone behind and found Sam Tompkins, they had 3-on-1. Leeds are going to have to number up on these Wigan shift plays. Wigan probably picked the wrong pass that last time.
Leeds in no hurry to restart the game. Referee has stopped the clock. Sinfield booms it to the halfway line. Luluwai is underneath it, gives it then to Stuart Fielden to run the ball back at this Rhinos defence. Oh, it's a good hit from Greg Eastwood and Carl Ablett. Eastwood just on the field, changed by Brian McLennan. Tewson on the field for Wigan, changed by Michael Maguire, forced because of injury. Here is Sam Tompkins, though. Tompkins changes the direction of the attack, and Eastwood got to him.
And again, great utilisation by Wigan of the dummy runner. Oh, that's a shocker.
Yes, that was a bit slack, the first poor thing that Wigan have done. And he's given Wigan a penalty for Badira's not clearing the ruck.
A little bit slow there, Australian Badiris. I must say he's been pretty quiet over the last couple of weeks, as well as Danny Badiris. We've not seen that spark that we saw early in his career, and Brian McLennan will be a worried man at the moment. Conceded 2 tries,
he was on the left,
and they don't look as though they've got the power to penetrate this Wigan defence. And the man who's very cool indeed, got a tremendous season as Richards. There's Brian McLennan, fully aware that it's an uphill battle from here on in.
But can Wigan play at this pace and intensity for 80 minutes, Eddie? It's almost, I mean, admirable. They'll start an 80-minute race and they'll sprint from the first whistle, so to speak. They go with everything. They don't leave any energy waiting for the second half. They're going as hard and fast as they can, and they'll welcome the rest here from this kick to goal.
He's kicked out again, Pat Richards. That's his third successful kick, 14-0. And some glum faces on the Leeds Rhinos seats, and some glum faces in the Leeds Rhinos coaching department as well.
I think they realise that they're being out-muscled and they're being out-thought, that is for sure, but Brian McLennan has to, well, he's getting excited. Long way to go, son. But at the moment, they've every right, the Cherry and Whites, to be very happy indeed.
Well, he hasn't shirked the deep kick-off, has he, Kevin Sinfield, even though one went out on the fall. Still pumping it right down there into the corner. Good chase led by Senior to bring Fielden down. Prescott with the head guard. It's all Wigan so far. That's why they lead 14-0.
The biggest problem as well for Leeds is that Wigan, on every return, they've got over the halfway line. That means you can control a kick and chase game. And they're getting pretty close to the halfway line already.
Badiras can't touch Riddell. Kirk can.
It's too quick for them, Eddie. It's just too quick for Leeds at the moment.
This is a high shot he's given here, though, against Leeds Rhinos.
That's a result of being backpedaling, not being in the right position to be able to make a tackle. They're struggling. They really are struggling, Leeds, at the moment, to contain Wigan. And Wigan are pouring forward in numbers and quick.
Yeah, very smart move there by the hooker, Mark Riddell. Okay, got a smack in the chop for his... But Wigan won't mind. They know they've got their opposition well and truly under control.
Solid run from Fielden. Nearly took Danny Medeiros with him about 5 metres towards his own line then. This is Luluwai. Turns it back. And Tewson comes charging in. He'll play it to Riddell. They're very quick at the play, the ball, Wigan. O'Loughlin to Tompkins. Another drop of the shoulder. Tompkins trying to go through the gap. Held up that time. Delaney to the rescue. Carmont. Here is O'Loughlin. Slides the kick in over the far side. Rob Burrow, the smallest man on the field, but comes up with it.
Nice option. Applied the pressure. And they've given away a penalty.
Joel Tompkins all over the top of Rob Burrow.
Smallest man on the field. Put himself in a good position, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Tackle completed, and then Tompkins coming across and holding him down.
You know, I hate to see that, and it's been throughout this season that a man that's done the tackle, they look round towards the referee. Just get on with the damn thing. It really irritates me, and it's irritating a lot of the fans as well.
Started in the World Club Challenge, didn't it?
Yep.
The evidence of it, anyway.
And they've continued on with it from time to time.
And you ask yourself, how do Leeds get themselves out of a hole when they're behind or in a tricky situation? And invariably, my mind goes back over the last 10 years to Keith Senior on the left-hand side of the field. They're coming over to the right, but eventually, Keith Senior and his expertise, experience, I see as the possible way. If they can get the ball to him, we know he's devastating and adds a great offload. And Leeds with Burrow and Maguire love the late offload in the tackle.
Well, Leeds fans should take heart from the fact that they were once upon a time 16-0 down here against the Wigan Warriors, and they came back and won the match 24-16. This is the last tackle for them here, this set of 6. It's with Sinfield, and they'll go up off the boot. Looking for Scott Donald over there. Scott Donald almost claimed it, but Goulden did really, really well.
Well, Brian McLennan, the Rhinos coach, obviously feels that Daryl Goulden in a bit of a problem out there.
Well, the alternative, Steve, was kicking to Pat Richards. I think you'd say Daryl Goulden, while he's done very well there, is a better option than maybe kicking to Pat Richards on this wing.
As far as Leeds concerned, it's settled down a bit, really. They trailed 12-0 after just 6 minutes. And Brian McLennan will be slightly concerned that they're not on the board yet after 21.
Just going back to those kicks to the corner, we saw Huddersfield change the plan. Don't kick it to the wingers, but kick it to 10, 15, 20 metres in from the touchline. A more difficult place for Wigan to defend. And where the wingers haven't been practicing all week, that defensive catch.
You're right, and you usually have a half-back defending there, Phil, as well, which can be smaller and get a second rower to out-jump them. It's a very difficult kick to defend, about 10 metres out from the posts.
Well, Paul Prescott then was all over the top of Ryan Hall.
Well, there's one thing being confident, and there's another just doing a little bit too much, getting a little bit excited, Paul Prescott. And it's great relief for the Rhinos. They need something out there, but they need a spark.
Paul Deacon, the signs don't look good, do they, for him? He's track-suited, and don't know whether he'll be back. This is Carl Ablett now for the Rhinos. It seemed a totally innocuous challenge when Paul Deacon went down. He sort of fell awkwardly, or maybe he had the Leeds player just fall on top of him and cause the damage. Sinfield gets the ball away to Badeiras there. Burrow in at dummy half now. Will find Sinfield, and he in turn will find Maguire. And Maguire.
The Leeds still looking for a bit of spark, and it's got to come very, very soon.
Here is Eastwood. Still going, Eastwood gets it away to Badeiras, and Badeiras scores for the Rhinos. Eastwood doing so well then as he stood in the challenge and slipped the ball away. And Danny Badeiras comes up with a try, and how vital this one might be. The former Newcastle Knight, he was in the team that won the 2001 NRL Grand Final against Parramatta. 6th try of the campaign. How priceless is this?
And it was Wigan that gave them the opportunity, gave away a silly penalty. It's a beautiful pass. Nice step as well by Danny Badeiras. We were calling for some spark, and it's come from the hooker. But the pass from the New Zealander is outstanding. They really should have shut him down. They didn't. That's good. That's the first time that Leeds have really muscled up, got themselves into a good position, and supported the man with the football.
What a turn in fortunes for Danny Badeiras. Last year on this ground, he broke his leg. Tonight, he has just put the Leeds Rhinos champions back into the game.
Well, I think he learned a lesson from Ryan Bailey at Wembley, didn't he? Brian and I were just talking about this. When you get close to the line, sometimes the best way to get past the fullback is step around him rather than go over the top of him.
And hit the ground. Ryan Bailey will regret that for the rest of his life. Sinfield adds the extras. Leeds are back in the hunt. 14-6 though to Wigan Warriors. Let's hear from Bill about Paul Deacon.
Yeah, that's taken the shine off things for Wigan, isn't it? Leeds on the scoreboard, and Wigan a man down for the rest of the evening because Paul Deacon has emerged from the dressing room, and it is in fact a recurrence of a groin injury that has put Deacon out of the game. He fell awkwardly in that tackle with Maguire, stretched, and has felt the pain in his groin again, so Deacon will not be coming back for the Warriors for the rest of this game.
And there's a man who will be hoping against hope that Wigan win tonight, which will give them next week off. And the kick-off is into the arms of Maguire. Here comes Ian Kirk.
That was interesting then, Eddie. Rob Burrow just told the referee that some of the Wigan players were offside at the kick-off. Referee said, play on, Rob. Snitch.
Well, they have been penalising that during the course of this year. That ball's come out. Was it stolen? Yes, it was. It's a penalty to Leeds.
Well, they're becoming their own worst enemy, I'm afraid, Wigan. A little bit of deja vu. We saw it on Friday. 2 tries conceded by St. Helens. They were in an awful mess, weren't they? They go back to basics.
There's the kick-off, and that's the point where he kicks it, and he's right, Rob Burrow.
That ball steal's a difficult one, isn't it? He's in a wrestle on that ball. You've got to lock up the ball. There has to be a bit of responsibility on the carrier as well.
Very pedantic today, Eddie.
Well, they're either on or offside, Steve, aren't they?
Yeah, it happens all the time, but the officials ignore it.
Sometimes they penalise them, and sometimes they don't. And on this occasion, Thierry Alibert's decided against it. Fair enough. Sinfield, short ball. Kirk again will spin in the tackle. Thought about trying to get that ball away. They're gradually getting back into this, aren't they, the Rhinos? Webb to Ablett, and wide it goes to Scott Donald. Luluwai did really well, but so did Donald. Luluwai tried to shoulder charge him over the line, and Donald came back this way. Here is Burrow. Now it's Maguire. Here is Sinfield. Sinfield attacking the line. Back to Maguire. Maguire with a dancing feet. He gets it away. Oh, good defence. Is it? Yes, brilliant defence. And it was Badiris again, hunting a second. Clarkson. Back it comes to Maguire. Over the top it goes to Ryan Hall. And Ryan Hall is in for Leeds. The revival is underway.
Danny Maguire. How good was he there?
Ryan Hall gets the try. He got a try against Saints in the 2008 Grand Final. Leeds' only try scorer here in the defeat in March. They've scored 2 in 2 minutes, Leeds. And suddenly the champions are beginning to believe in themselves. Ryan Hall with the try. It's 14-10. Sinfield's kick to come.
It's amazing, isn't it? Badiris gets a try, and all of a sudden they're a different side. But look at the side-stepping quality. There's beautiful stuff here. Went very, very close to the hooker. But the pass was quite superb. It's a long one. Scream for it. That was outstanding from Maguire. Nice finish as well, Ryan Hall. Well, it was going ever so sweet, wasn't it, for the home side? You could see there that Richards went for the big glory, went for the intercept. This is what it meant to the travelling fans. They thought they were in a hole, and all of a sudden they've got a big digger and they're filling it up.
Ryan Hall, the try scorer, the provider. Danny Maguire, the Leeds Rhinos Player of the Year at their dinner on Monday night.
Well, 3 consecutive penalties in favour of Leeds over the last 5 or 7 minutes, and one of the reasons, Eddie, why they are back in this game.
Sinfield now. Can he add the extras, get them back to within 2? Yes, he can. 14-12. We have the makings of a classic on our hands.
Danny Maguire has picked himself up off the ground, got in position and thrown as good a ball as you'll see in Super League this year. And that's not an exaggeration.
No,
Pat
you're right.
Richards stretched as well, didn't he? And he's nearly got the fingertips to it.
He's picked himself up off the ground. Great little break, offload to Danny Badiris. Maguire gets himself back in position, and he's thrown it over probably the tallest winger in the league.
Do you need a gambler, though, to win in the playoffs? I mean, that was a massive gamble. The invitation to Pat Richards for an interception.
You need a gamble, and you also need a person with the ability to throw the pass, and Danny Maguire has that.
Well, I tend to agree with you on one point, but Mike Maguire will not be happy with the fact how that Richards came out, left his wing completely open.
The There's the pass. Ooh, it nearly came up for Richards, didn't it? Delaney, meanwhile, for the Leeds Rhinos, takes the third tackle this latest set of 6. 29 minutes gone, 14-12. Looked like a one-horse race not long ago. But the champions are back in it now. And Burrow lost that ball. It's a zero tackle. Was he taken without the ball? That's what the Leeds supporters are saying.
Well, just a little bit too fancy there, but I'm not so sure that the official gave Wigan any advantage there. It went back about 7 or 8 metres.
Oh, that's dangerous.
It's going to be a penalty.
Actually, he's done himself more harm there, has Danny Medeiros, because he picked him up. The feet went up from Paul Prescott, and he says he apologises immediately. And actually, Prescott lands. I'm going to say, I thought he'd done more damage to himself than he'd done to Prescott, but everyone's lucky here to survive this.
They certainly are. Not the best.
Kylie Luluai falling off that tackle hasn't helped it either, has it?
On report, that goes on report. Immediately, Medeiros leaves the field.
As a substitution, Eddie,
yes,
is that?
Yes, I think so. I'm just checking, but Diskin has come on for him. So yes, just wondered if the referee had put him in the sin bin, but that is not Danny Medeiros like. But here come the Wigan Warriors. Harrison Hansen on the field now as well for them. As you can see, he's replaced Fielden. McIlorum's replaced Riddell. Here is O'Loughlin, Liam Farrell.
Well, you'd like to think that Wigan will just slow things down and get themselves back into the swing of it.
Prescott gets the pass short to, who is it? Carmont, is it? Or Harrison Hansen, is it? Harrison Hansen. And this is Joel Tompkins, and that was stripped, was it, by Diskin? No, it was lost. It was lost by Tompkins, says Thierry Alibert. It was right on the spot.
I think it was stripped down, but it went backwards. The official probably got it right in the end. Golden opportunity. Now, Michael Maguire has got a quandary now. He's got to say to his side, is he going to say, let's just calm it down? We had control of the game, and it's all about good territory now for the home side.
When's it going to slow down, this match? It's being played at 100 mile an hour, isn't it? Both sides now.
Well, it is now. I mean, Leeds were very, very slow to start, weren't they? They didn't want to get on to play the ball quickly. Wigan were in full control. It's amazing how this game can just change. That's a great kick.
It is a great kick from Sinfield. It will skip away from Tompkins.
You know, in the absence of people like Burgess and Peacock, Leeds need some big, tough men to take the ball forward, and Brett Delaney's done that on 1 or 2 occasions. He's then been backed up with some good defence. Leeds are up for this. Bang! Get that.
Eastwood.
And Ablett helping.
Well, Ablett got the first one on Tompkins.
Eastwood
was like he was launching with
Look
intent.
at this, bang! Come to daddy, it's well and truly on.
O'Loughlin wide to Carmont. He runs into 3 and eventually goes down on tackle number 4. O'Loughlin waits the dummy half. Harrison Hansen gets them over the halfway line, back for the last 5. Second row in the win at Leeds. And he got one of the best tries of his career, Harrison Hansen, but that was a poor kick. And here comes Brent Webb.
Is that the example, though, where they probably most missed Paul Deakin in his absence? Possibly the best kicker on last players, be it short or long ones. Without him on the field, Luluai, Tompkins and O'Loughlin now having to make that kick. And when fatigue sets in, the accuracy and quality of the kick drops.
Here goes Burrow.
Getting back to that kicking game, Phil. What really was wanted to kick into the corner, to go into touch, to get themselves good field position.
I'm sure Sean O'Loughlin would agree with us, but at the moment he's probably, having played fully there for 32 minutes in attack and defence, he's slightly tired here. It's only human nature.
Last tackle here. Play on. Sinfield finds Maguire. Suddenly Leeds are running it. Ryan Hall trying to dink it past Sam Tompkins, but he was up to the task.
Great positional play by Sam Tompkins there. Read it ever so well.
Penalty here for Wigan, which will relieve the pressure. Danny Maguire saying Sam Tompkins, who's got one of the oldest heads on young shoulders, was holding him back. And he's done that a few times this year. We've seen that many times from Sam Tompkins.
It's been called and complained about that he's trapping the defender's arm in with the ball.
Well, let's hope he does that in Australia and nobody notices.
Well, he wasn't holding on there. It was quite clear that he hadn't used the fingers or anything, but this is
No,
really.
his arm was underneath Tompkins' arm, Steve-O, trapped by the arm and the ball. It was.
It was.
You won't convince me.
Leeds news, Bill.
Eddie, a bit of a concern, I think, for the Rhinos over the fitness of Ryan Bailey, who came off some time ago and went straight to the dressing rooms.
Hang on, Liam Farrell. Liam Farrell gives it to Pat Richards, who's on his way to the corner. Great saving tackle by Maguire.
Unbelievable from both sides.
Could be
Quick
the game
hands.
breaker one way or the other, that.
Super stuff. The great break. And then the offload, and Richards set sail for the corner. Oh, super stuff. He did the right thing, you know, Maguire. He's such a big unit, isn't he, Pat Richards?
You know, we have a chart at the end of the season for the leading try scorer in Super League. We should have a chart for the leading try saver as well, because they are equally as important. And Danny Maguire there has certainly saved 4 points.
And they celebrated, Phil. Leeds celebrated that like they'd scored a try.
Memories of the grand final. Kevin Sinfield on Kyle Eastman last year when he did exactly the same in the corner. We all know what happened then. Leeds went on to win the match. We're making the point, by the way, about the kicking of Paul Deacon, and it's worth mentioning at 34 minutes that when Deacon left the field, Wigan were 12 up. Since then, they've only scored the penalty goal from Pat Richards, and Leeds have responded.
Another interesting personnel change. Ali Lauatiti's just come onto the field. There's the tackle again, pushes him into the corner flag and out of play. A late introduction there, 33, 34 minutes on the clock before Lauatiti came on.
And here he is. And he gets the ball away. It goes back off Burrow. Burrow's able to carry on. And Burrow's able to carry on. And Burrow is having a run at them. Farrell stops him. Oh, no, he doesn't. Burrow! What a run, halted by Harrison Hansen.
That's unbelievable. They've got to go left, surely. No, they've come right.
With Sinfield, with Maguire, and this is Delaney. Good hit by Sean O'Loughlin.
Brilliant stuff.
We've seen 3 great games. This, at the moment, is bubbling along the best of them all, but that's a loose pass. Sinfield has lost a bit of momentum here. He's on the last, they're running it. Here is Ali Lauatiti. He goes wide and finds Donald. Donald, the kick ricocheted off Wigan, is still the last tackle. Senior pushes it forward, went for the Oscar appearance there and wanted the penalty. It wasn't forthcoming.
Uncle Albert just waved it away. Not a bad chance, though. Well, what a turnaround. Leeds were in big trouble. And a couple of silly penalties that the Wigan outfit allowed them to get back into this game will have infuriated their coach, Michael Maguire.
This is a dangerous period of the match, though, for any team that faces Wigan. They love to score just before half-time. Brian McLennan knows that. His expression hasn't changed much from the moment that they were 12-0 down, but they're well and truly back in the hunt here. 4 to half-time. McAlorum to Luluai. This is the last tackle, hence the kick. Brent Webb, it's almost radar controlled, isn't it, into the arms of Webb.
Well, Steve-O was calling for a bit of spark from Leeds, and they've got a guy now in the left second row in Ali Lauatiti that can provide that. He's offloaded a poor one to Rob Burrow, who made the most of it, but this guy, good runner, can always get a ball away.
Mind you, look at the bandage around the knee and the thigh on Ali Lauatiti there. He's not 100% fit, but he is a game breaker.
Yeah, you're right there. They know he's not going to be out there just for his speed, that is for sure. It's the offload that Brian was referring to.
Eastwood gets it away to Clarkson. He gets it further wide to Delaney. Delaney comes in field. Richards and O'Loughlin trap him on tackle number 4. Clarkson. Maguire to Sinfield, back to Maguire. Long ball then to Lauatiti. Further wide to Senior, who flicks it wide to Donald. Scott Donald going home at the end of the campaign, back to Australia. He will retire. It's a high kick. Oh, it's bounced horribly for Wigan. Carmont gets it. Gives it to Tompkins somehow. Here comes Tompkins. Oh, halted by Kylie Luluai.
He's pinched the ball.
Oh, Luluai's got it.
This is unbelievable. It's like a tennis match.
There was 13 guys for Sam Tompkins to run into, and he's picked Kylie Luluai.
Diskin. Lauatiti. Halted Lauatiti. Ball comes
he's got
back.
away.
to Diskin. Here is Sinfield. Now it's Maguire. Again, oops. I was going to say possible. That was great work in defence by Joel Tompkins.
Oh, he's kicked him.
Tompkins cannot do that.
Well,
you can't kick at people.
He could be off.
Wait! No, come on! Come on!
You can't do that. That is, well,
Listen to me.
Should be a sin bin at the very least.
oh, it's got to be. You can't.
Push with the knees. Okay, mate?
I mean, we had a guy sent off for throwing a punch, and this is even worse.
Well, there's not a lot of force in the kick, is there?
It doesn't matter. It's the intent, isn't it? Ratford probably said there wasn't a lot of speed when I hit the opposition, when I hit Bailey, but he got the red card.
Well, even though Thierry Alibert has decided not to place that on report and not to take any further action, yellow card or otherwise, it can still be looked at.
It doesn't deserve a one-match ban, though, Eddie, in my opinion.
Come on, now, 10 guys!
It's a silly thing to do.
It is. I'm amazed that he did it, although he is the most penalised player in Super League, Joel Tompkins. And do you know what? When you think with an international viewpoint, he's had a great season, but selected in international matches, giving away a high number of penalties, kills you.
Is a worry, you're right.
Can't afford to do it.
Don't move!
These are pressure games.
Well, this to level the scores, and who would have thought this after 6 or 8 minutes? 14 apiece. Leeds Rhinos, the champions of the Engage Super League, the last 3 years on a run, have clawed their way back into a match that at one stage looked like it was running away from them.
Just sheer stupidity. And Michael Maguire, we mentioned it before, they had the game in their hands, they gave away 2 silly penalties, allowed Leeds to get back into it, and now they've squared it all up because of a brainstorm by the youngster.
5 minutes, Wigan were 12 up. Leeds have ground their way back into the match. We're approaching half-time, it'll be level pegging.
I think Joel Tompkins will feel as though that Danny Maguire was the first person to push out. We've seen quite a bit of it, aren't we? With players now pushing one way or another from the play of the ball.
You're doing a great job, Phil. You're the Perry Mason for Joel Tompkins.
Well, much as Lee Radford would claim that Ryan Bailey was the first one to initiate that incident.
And he got one match and it was overturned on appeal. We shall see. That's not for us to decide. It is for the people who look at those things to decide. This isn't bad. Wigan and Leeds all square at 14 apiece after 40 breathtaking minutes.
Amazingly, the scenes in the Wigan dressing room said it all. Michael Maguire not happy. We mentioned before the game in regards to how important it is, the composure in pressure games like the playoffs. And I'm afraid the pressure got to that young fella. The lashing out allowed the Leeds to square it all up just before half-time after this guy came with 2 superb tries, but the penalties that they gave away at a crucial moment allowed Leeds back into the game, and that composure has to be brought back into this Wigan outfit.
Luluai with the first drive from the kickoff for the Leeds Rhinos. 14 all square, and 40 minutes that will decide whether you have a week off next week and then have a match of 80 minutes that will take you to the grand final if you win it, or that you have to come back again next week. Only the strong will survive this playoff series in 2010. It was tipped to be the best ever, and the opening weekend's matches, well, the players, the coaches, they never let us down. Diskin waits for Leeds, just 10 metres inside his own half. Maguire. Well, Liam Farrell did well.
Let's play on.
It is play on. And Kevin Sinfield appealing that the Wigan man was offside, but I think it came off his own grounded player there. Here is Carmont.
It was good work, though, wasn't it, by the Wigan defence to apply the pressure on Kevin Sinfield. He would have wanted that ball downfield 30-40 metres. Now they've got to defend for their lives. Interesting to see how Wigan will come into the attack. This guy will be wanting his hat-trick. And boy, what a time to get it. They need something.
Tompkins is dumped to the ground. Here goes Harrison Hansen, and that's the last tackle. This set of 6 for Wigan. They're inside the 20. O'Loughlin looking and slices the kick. It goes behind Daryl Goulding. He spins though and gets the ball away to Thomas Luluai. Is clattered from behind by Eastwood. Play on. And Joel Tompkins recovers enough to bring Brent Webb to the ground.
Well, that passage of play by Wigan, they looked somewhat lost. They need a bit of a leadership out there.
Disc into Luluai in centre field. There's Paul Deacon. It's going absolutely according to plan when he was on the field. They led 12-0 after 5 minutes. Delaney, though.
Interesting to see how that Wigan defence was shaping up early in the game. They were getting out of the blocks. They were getting right into the Leeds faces. But you can see now they're a bit tentative. They're hanging back. They're waiting to see what Leeds are going to do. And that is a great offload.
Wonderful from Sinfield. He finds Webb. And Webb gives it to Maguire. And Maguire will go in. And he'll give the champions the lead. Start of this second half. A wonderful offload from Kevin Sinfield. And fantastic pace from Webb. And Maguire in support, and that's a terrific Leeds Rhinos try. Well, there are pretenders to the number 6 jersey for England in the Four Nations, but Danny Maguire will not let it go easily.
Well, it's
had
a
the
Maguire
temerity
show.
to call him an old stager once upon a time. He's only 27.
This is superb, isn't it? Look at that. It was as though Brent Webb had his back to him, and yet he just turned at the right moment. And what a great support play. Not so sure about the drive. Brian McLennan would have had, well, having kittens when he took off, but this is superb. Webb, come on, where are you? Look, support. Maguire knew he had it. It's been the Maguire show.
Danny Maguire, 8 tries in his last 5 matches. Before tonight, he failed to score at Wembley. 2 tries last week at Hull. A try in the comeback win from 16-0 down at half-time here in 2006. But it wasn't 16-0 at half-time. It was 14-0 and 12-0 after 5 minutes. And Leeds ahead here for the first time, and it's a 6-point margin, courtesy of the boot of Kevin Sinfield. 20 points to 14, the Rhinos.
Just to underline how hard Danny Maguire had to work here. Tommy Luluai actually positioned himself in between Sinfield and Maguire and makes it very hard here for the ball to get out. After he's offloaded it here, he stays alive on his toes and pushes through it. And he has to, almost like an athlete, get on the outside. Look at Tommy Luluai. He's trying to shield the pass to him, but he doesn't have the pace to match this fella.
Outstanding try. Oh, and there's some glum faces now at the other end. All the frowns are at our left-hand side. And now the frowns are on the Wigan faces. Here's Eastwood.
Well, it's turning out to be a carbon copy of what happened on Friday.
That's feet lifted in the tackle, this time against Wigan. McAlorum and Prescott involved. Penalty to Leeds.
And again, the lack of composure. It's just silly play. You've got to get back to basics. Talk to each other. They're looking lost. I mentioned it earlier just after the restart. That is silly play.
Let's get down to Bill for half-time news.
Eddie, the news from the Rhinos camp is that Ryan Bailey is a bit of an injury doubt. I mentioned before half-time that he came off and went straight to the dressing room. Well, he's emerged for the second half with what looks to be a groin injury, and whether he'll be able to come out is an issue for Brian McLennan. He's had a couple of runs up and down the sidelines, doesn't look too convincing. So Bailey might be a groin casualty. Paul Deacon already out of the game for the Warriors with a similar sort of injury.
Delaney has lost that. He surrendered the ball, and here comes Pat Richards.
In a wonderful position as well. They were setting up to get the kick and chase. Applied that pressure, but that's good work.
Tompkins. Grounded by Sinfield.
Crowd is screaming that he didn't get him back to full 10.
Has Tompkins done it again? That's twice, says Kevin Sinfield.
Well, he's doing himself no favours. If he's been conned, yeah, he's been conned, but it won't help his cause.
Yeah, but it might make the
official.
referee think the next time, if it happens a third time, Steve-O.
Well, look, keep your mouth shut as far as I'm concerned.
I don't think he trapped anything then. I just think Sinfield just laid back and allowed him to get onto his feet.
I think you'll see St. Kevin Sinfield's hand caught in underneath that ball, Eddie. I think it's there. Steve-o, you're disagreeing. Well, we might get a replay.
Here is Andy Coley as Wigan look to respond and capitalise on the penalty they've just been given. McAlorum to Luluai. Here is Harrison Hansen on a diagonal run. Harrison Hansen given his feet, gets the ball away to Fielden. Fielden then gives it to Farrell. Farrell will score for Wigan. Referee looks both ways. There is a question mark in the mind of the touch judge this side. Hence, the video referee, Phil Bentham, will be asked to adjudicate. But Liam Farrell believes he's got Wigan back in contention.
Back on the inside, Hansen. No, that's okay. He doesn't have to move. No, he's trying to con the officials. This will be given. Nice offload by Fielden, though. You can see Maguire had to come out, trying to make the tackle. That's neat play by Farrell. This should square it all up. Nothing wrong with that. Coley doesn't have to get out of the way. He does not move. This try should stand. Phil Bentham, the video referee tonight.
Well, interestingly, Phil Bentham wiped off a play for Crusaders yesterday on an obstruction call.
He's looking apparently to see where he came from, where Coley came from.
Coley's just standing there.
Well, he's wiped off a play yesterday, saying the defender was obstructed when he ran behind him. There was no obstruction in my view.
I think that Eastwood was trying to make a big meal of it, and I think this try will be given, and it should square this game up. It's an easy conversion.
They're looking at the grounding. There's nothing wrong with that. Well, it's interesting, isn't it? 20 days to the grand final, and it's a try for Wigan for Liam Farrell. But it's interesting, Brian, you're right. Out on the field, you must see things differently than when you're in the truck and looking at the screens.
Well, that's right. He's got time to examine it again and again. You don't get that time when you're an on-the-field referee and you've got to make a decision.
Well, Liam Farrell with the try. Playoff debut for him. Played in each of the last 14. He's really established himself in Super League here. And here's Tompkins. Has he done it again? Yes, he has.
Over to you.
Listen, Sinfield is making no attempt to try to struggle free, so he's given himself up. Simple as that.
He can't get away, Steve-o, when his hand is trapped behind the ball and behind the arm.
Yeah, but he's not even trying to wriggle or trying to attempt it. Well, he's trying to just get the referee.
Don't forget, Steve-o, if he makes too vigorous an attempt to pull his hand out, what's next thing the ball comes loose?
Listen, we can argue all night, but the point is that it's all square. Simple as that.
20 all, you're right. But he has been known to do that throughout this season, and I'm taking nothing away from Sam Tompkins. I think he's an exceptional talent, as is Liam Farrell, but he has... This is the first half, look. That arm is trapped. That's a very old head on a very young pair of shoulders. He got away with it then, and he's got away with it again, Steve-o.
Well, yeah, but Maguire, did he seem to want to pull the arm away?
As Brian says, he pulls the arm away. What happens? He gets the penalty then for stripping. It's a very fine line, and the referees, I'm sure they will look at this.
They're looking at it. They're making their decision out there on the field of play, as they should, as they see it.
It's all part of the game.
Yeah. And we have a good game on now, that is for sure.
Hansen to Joel Tompkins, bounces away from Burrow. Burrow comes back for a second snap with help from Sinfield. Here is Luluai. Now it's Harrison Hansen attacking them, going through Senior almost, gets it away to Gleeson. Gleeson finds Luluai, he's just lost for a moment. Oh! He's turned something out of nothing there. Last tackle for Wigan. McAlorum to Sam Tompkins, high to the corner. Richards inevitably dumps it down, and that is a gift in the end.
Well, he took the gamble.
Delaney.
He took the gamble, didn't he? But Delaney was there. But listen to this crowd now. They're a bit subdued when Leeds had taken the lead. And it really has lifted this game. It's been a classic so far, okay. Lack of composure on both sides at times, but there's some bruising tackles going in there.
It's got the feeling of that playoff game a few years ago, Wigan and Leeds. Was it end up 23 points to 22?
The fella next to you was playing in it and scored 2 tries. So was Sean O'Loughlin. Sinfield with the kick under pressure from Fielding. It only goes as far as Richards, who gets away from Diskin, who puts his hand in the face of Burrow. But little Rob Burrow, he's like an irritating gnat, isn't he? He won't go away. There he is again. Tremendous little competitor, he really is. O'Loughlin, Carmont, halted by Maguire. Now O'Loughlin. Here's Fielding. Fielding driving it in. Good run. Another hand was trapped in there, Diskin. Oh, great ball to Harrison Hansen.
He's come alive, hasn't he, Hansen? Getting through a lot of work. This is going to be a good kick. Will it be high?
McIlorum finds O'Loughlin. Here is Luluai. Stabs the kick in behind the defence. It's not got the pace on it to go dead, but it does with the help of Donald and Webb. Goal line drop out. Wigan have forced. Another set of 6.
Good option there by Thomas Luluai. Dinked it in. Knows that if the ball's bouncing all over the place, it can go anywhere. And you applied that pressure very, very well. Good job that Scott Donald was there.
Now, something that might become significant in this half, we go back to Bill's injury update on Ryan Bailey. You're going to have to ask Kylie Luluai, Ali Lauatiti and Greg Eastwood to play long minutes, something they don't often do. If fatigue sets in, have a look for Thomas Luluai and Sam Tompkins to exploit that.
Well, by the looks of that, is that Martin Gleeson? Martin Gleeson has knocked that ball first. That should have been a knock-on in goal, really. Shouldn't have been a goal line dropout, should have been a tap restart on the 20. Looked as though it did come off Martin Gleeson, but the referee, as we said earlier, he gets one look at it out there. He could have asked, I suppose, he could have asked Phil Bentham to take a peek. Here is Coley.
And another neat offload there by Stuart Fielding. He's getting more and more involved into it.
Farrell.
This is the big play, Eddie, the one back here to the right. Tommy Luluai's going to try and find Sam Tompkins in some space. Works his magic.
Tompkins is saying, get wide, get wide. Here is Luluai. Oh, Joel Tompkins put it down. Keith Senior is away. He hasn't got the legs that he once had. Thomas Luluai is still down. Has he got a problem now?
Well, he certainly doesn't look with it, and they've got the overlap out wide, but there's no one there.
Ryan Hall.
Donald had come in midfield. Good job that Wigan realised, but that's good play there by Maguire.
Thomas Luluai hasn't moved yet.
Yeah, it's
I think he might have got clattered off the ball.
Well, it was committed.
Wigan having to play on and defend without Luluai. This is Burrow. That was
Back
touched
to
by
6. Back to
a
6.
Wigan hand it is. The referee wipes the tackle count down. Here is Delaney. They've got 6 more leads.
Maguire's lurking on that right-hand side.
Well, Wigan have got to get a replacement on for Luluai. PDQ. This is Webb. Now it's Eastwood. Wigan hold him up. Referee shouts. He's held up. Luluai's running back down now to get into the defensive line. Will he be too late? Here is Maguire. Short ball. Dropped. Knock on. The referee says, let's take a breather, because Chris Clarkson just could not take that pass in.
And what a great relief, because Wigan were down to 12. You can see there that right in the background, Thomas Luluai was trying his damnedest to get back into that line.
The game feels as though we're in the last 5 or 10 minutes, Eddie. The fatigue from the players, the pace it's been played at, the atmosphere in the ground, the tension. Another 20-all scoreline has an effect on everybody's mind, both players, coaches and supporters. But it's amazing how we've got still over 25 minutes left in this match.
It feels like a grand final, doesn't it? It really does. It has all the intensity of October the 2nd at Old Trafford.
I think both players realised that they've got that week's rest, Eddie, and it will be important because these have been crunch games.
Well, not all the coaches agree, Steve-O, that a week off is a good thing. They like to keep it going, some of them. Tony Smith said exactly that on Friday on our Super League Extra Time show. Not unhappy, well, unhappy they lost, obviously, against St Helens, but not unhappy that the momentum can be maintained through to October the 2nd. I can see where he's coming from.
Well, it's happened so often in Australia that when you have had the rest, it has become a bit of a nuisance. So the Aussie coaches, they're fully aware that if you keep the momentum going, it can be an advantage. It has been proved time and time again in Australia.
The thing about Leeds, though, they haven't had a breather since the 29th of January, when they started against Crusaders in the snow because of the World Club Challenge commitment, and they've gone all the way through to Wembley.
And that tests the squad with only a 1.6 million salary cap. It does test you.
This is Ian Kirk. And they've got a few injuries as well. Massive injuries, of course, to Jamie Peacock and Luke Burgess. Saw Luke Burgess actually on the sideline before the game. He's looking well. His jaw has been plated and sorted, and he's also had some ankle surgery as well. So he won't be back, obviously, this year, but he will be for next. He's off to Australia to see brother Sam when the season ends, and he's had all the checks on his ankle and his jaw.
That was great defence there by Wigan.
How many questions did you ask Luke Burgess?
Millions. It was an inquiring interview, Brian.
Not wrong.
Well, at least it would have given his new jaw a good workout, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it works well.
That's good play. Wigan are getting themselves sorted out now.
Actually, he only needed to say yes and no to all the questions I asked him. Not like a Carney interview on a Thursday night, you know.
Yeah. Reader's Digestive TV sports show of the year.
Absolutely. A digestive biscuit, Reader. Sports show of the year. This is Tewson now. Riddell. Off the boot of Luluai, it goes high.
Oh, it's got plenty of height too.
It's a great kick, it's bounced off. It went backwards, he says.
Yeah.
That's a big call.
It certainly is.
Webb went for it, bounced backwards. That was Thierry Alibert's version of events. But look at Wigan hunting now, hunting the mistake.
I think he's got it right.
Well, they want to suffocate them with the defence here now. And you look, 3 metres made, maybe if you run from dummy half. This is the hard yards here now. Wigan, on the previous set, they asked a lot of their outside backs just to pick it up and run from acting half-back. So in a way, you're saving the energy of the central defenders, and he's kicked it pretty early.
Yeah, they've gone on the 4th, but it's not the best.
The Leeds crowd behind Sam Tompkins gave him a boo, and Tompkins just looked over his shoulder then at them before he set off on this run, which is halted by Luluayan Senior. Darryl Goulding now. Darryl Goulding, joint second on the Super League chart with Chris Riley of Warrington, and 4 behind Pat Richards. Joel Tompkins has lost it.
I can't believe that Wigan wanted to put on a smart move like that on the halfway line when they'd just gone through the hard toil to get himself into a bit of a position, switching it from one side to the other.
We're 21.5 minutes away from the first golden point in the Super League playoffs ever.
He looks concerned, Michael Maguire, and I know we keep going back to that word, but the composure, the side that does utilise that, will win this game tonight, because it often comes down to an error.
You're exactly right. It's composure in these last 20 minutes, Steve-O. Don't give away cheap penalties. Exactly what you saw at the end of that first half. Joel Tompkins' brain explosion, Michael Maguire furious with that. Discipline, composure, they're the key words to this last 20 minutes.
And Brent Webber's got that in bundles, waiting for his next try, which will be the 70th of his Leeds career. This is Clarkson. Made great strides, hasn't he, Chris Clarkson, this year? Only 20, always gone down in a heap. This is Luluai. Diskin waits. Gives it to Burrow. Jinking run, disappears under Fielden. Tewson was involved as well. Sinfield, back to Maguire. Thinks about the kick over the top. Oh, well claimed by Richards. Gives it to Tompkins.
Just didn't have the height, did it? On that occasion, Richards' height came to his rescue. You're disappointed with that little chip over the top. Now, roll up the sleeves. Hard, solid work. Took it easily. Good position as well by Sam Tompkins.
Actually, that take then from Richards just shows you how good that ball was from Maguire in the first half.
You're exactly right. He's 6'4".
Let's get news of the Leeds camp. Hang on, just a moment. You know, it'll come back for the scrum, so we'll go downstairs. Bill?
Yeah, I'm just wondering whether Leeds have taken a big gamble on the fitness of Chris Clarkson, because he saw him down on all fours there. They were saying before the game, Brian McLennan, that he hadn't expected him to be fit for this game because of this ankle problem. Next week, potentially, but they brought him in this evening, and he's just limping towards this scrum now, is the youngster.
Frustration for Wigan, a couple of mistakes. Is the pressure telling on the league leaders?
I think it could be, but mainly due to the fact that you could see that the youngster Chris Toussaint took his eyes off that ball.
That's a great run from Delaney.
He has. He's run it well tonight.
Still haven't got him down. Referee shouts held. Maguire. And that is Clarkson again.
It's been good service from Diskin as well when he came on. Certainly helped their cause.
Diskin finds Sinfield, who in turn finds Burrow. Attacking the line, Maguire. They've got a man on the overlap. It's Donald. Try for Donald. Over the top of Tompkins. Donald gets the try and leads it back in front. His 11th playoff game since 2006. A try in the 2007 Grand Final win against St Helens. He's only played 2 of the last 5. He was omitted from the Challenge Cup final. He's limping away from this effort, but that takes him to double figures for the season. Scott Donald gets try number 10 and leads it back in front.
We said it could down to an error, and it came from the youngster Chris Toussaint. Just took his eyes off the ball. He's furious with himself. But it'll be even more matter when he sees this time and time again. Great pass, wasn't it? Good position. Boy, just bounced the fullback Sam Tompkins out of the way. Great pass. Boom. Great finish. Great game.
Fantastic game, and look what it means to the Leeds supporters. Look what it means to Brian McLennan. Little smile and a word with Francis Cummins. Scott Donald, who is heading home at the end of this season and will join, or will try and join and take up a career with the Queensland Police Force when he gets home.
Well, when you have a look at this again, Leeds have done an absolute number on Martin Gleeson. They've put him and Daryl Goulding in 2 minds. Martin Gleeson's ended up doing a pirouette, a 360, to try and get back into position. Too much for Daryl Goulding. Had to make a decision, came in. Ball goes out to Scott Donald. Great finish.
Now then, Sinfield to add the extras. He is a kicker of the highest quality when the mood takes him. All right, he boomed one out from the centre spot in the first half, but the conversions he gets off the touchline.
It's all about just making that extra space out wide. They fully expected Senior to come through, but it went out. They missed him, and Donald did the rest. Get out of the way. That's a great finish.
So Leeds back in front, 26-20. Maguire's underneath the hanging kick-off. Here comes Luluwai. Can Wigan come back again? Will Leeds, when they get within Cooey? No, they won't. They're going to go over, are they? Here we come on! Nearly. Tompkins, O'Loughlin, Coley. What an error from Leeds in defence.
Took a huge gamble there, did Ablett. Came right out of the line. If they could have got that ball away quick on this right-hand side, try was there.
Toussaint legs pumping away like a pair of pistons. Riddell, 3 metres away, finds O'Loughlin. Here is Sam Tompkins. Can it go wide? It does. They're in with Richards. This game has everything. End-to-end drama, mistakes, controversy, fantastic tries. Leeds are furious with themselves. Pat Richards, his 30th try of the campaign on his 150th Wigan appearance. Wow. And Richards now will try and convert this try.
Anything you can do, Wigan can do even better, perhaps. We'll have to wait and see. It's a big conversion coming up, but they created the overlap. That was beautiful play. See how the winger was sucked in. He threw the Dominic Tompkins, Sam that is. See Ryan Hall puts himself out. It happened a few moments ago to Wigan, and they've repeated it, the dose, straight to the Rhinos.
This is a massive kick for Pat Richards and Wigan. Pat Richards needs this kick to break Andy Farrell's Wigan club record for points in a season. 429 points Farrell registered, set in 2001. This now to break the record of Andy Farrell, more importantly, to pull Wigan level. He's missed it.
You hex.
Always go for the drama, Brian. Always go for the drama. He might well have another chance. I think it's odds on he will. 24-26.
Shakes his head in disbelief. The point scoring machine could not add the extra two. Not much in it. Oh, I know how you feel. Don't worry, Dad. Don't worry, Dad.
Amazing when the youngsters can settle the dads down, isn't it? What a pity I've not got any alongside me here. Youngsters, I mean.
Say, how many fathers do you want? Now this is real nervous time to both outfits. They know that they've been caught out wide. The wingers coming in, allowing in the overlap for a Leeds try. Donald, and then repeat by Richards.
And the last two tries have come about because of handling errors inside your own half of the field. Opposition get the ball and score. That was why Wigan had such simplicity there to get themselves up over the halfway line.
Luluai with the kick, it's straight down the throat of Webb. They have missed Deacon in that department.
Yeah, without a doubt. And it surprised me that he did not go to keep the ball low into the corner. He'd be frustrated, will Paul Deacon. Remember, he was the man that created the first try. He started it all off. Pinpoint kick.
Sinfield pops it up then for Ryan Hall.
Move! Go.
Webb and Lauatiti. We thought about the offload. Fourth tackle he took instead. Badiris is back out there. Sinfield saw that Tompkins had moved forward, just pumps it downfield. It'll run dead. And they'll camp on the 30-metre line, Leeds.
And I don't think they'll be too worried about it either. That's the reason why they went for the 4, because they caught Sam Tompkins up in the line of defence. Oh, nearly got away.
So nearly. Good job Ian Kirk was there. He's blood spattered as Ian Kirk. Double change by Brian McLennan. 2 points the advantage to the Leeds Rhinos.
Look at the blood pouring out. Just under 12 minutes. Who's going to hold their nerve? Leeds know they have the luxury of that 2-point lead.
Talking about 2 points, how amazing that I don't think we've had a penalty, Eddie, now for over 22 minutes in this match. 11 in the first 40-odd minutes and not one. It's amazing how all of a sudden the penalties have dried out. They play such an important bearing on a game.
Quick hands from Tompkins to Gleeson. Gleeson was nearly through. Senior dealt with the threat.
He's
Wants to
lost
get up and
that.
play with the ball.
He looked as though he lost that, Gleeson. He's saying that he was being interfered with.
Well, the touch judge was right on the spot.
What a take. Unbelievable take there by Ryan Hall. Under so much pressure.
The referee said he caught it in the in-goal area. I think he might, well, no, he didn't lose it, but he nearly did.
Oh, it was a little bit of a fumble, wasn't it? Oh, big hit. Tucson, lot of take here. Under pressure. Oh.
And he did really well. The
Did he
referee
ever?
got it spot on. Ryan Hall was just inside the in-goal area.
Pat Richards was nearly about to pinch that ball, but Ryan Hall clung on to it.
Sinfield, Ablett, Wigan hunting the mistake now, flying into the tackle. 10.5 minutes remaining, 2 points the difference. This is Luluai.
Now then, will Leeds play for position again? Will they kick early? They did the last time on the 4th.
Sinfield going early and turning Sam Tompkins around. This won't run dead.
That's a great kick, isn't it? But there's not much energy left in the chase, I'm afraid, though they are on this side. It has taken its toll, hasn't it?
You got the feeling with Sam Tompkins, he moved that well across the ground that even if he's out of position for a kick like that, he gets to the ball so quickly. Such a vital thing. He'd be able to return it before the defensive line gets near him.
Ooh, that looks high from Ian Kirk.
Clattered to the ground by Kirk. Nearly lost it then, Tewson. This is O'Loughlin. O'Loughlin! Just stopped on halfway. Sinfield held on to his legs. Riddell. Fielden. Last tackle for Wigan here. Leeds are funneled back. O'Loughlin. Ooh, under pressure. Got it away though to Luluai. Goes up the boot of Thomas Luluai. Donald is after this. Donald claims it and away he goes. Scott Donald. Luluai brilliantly well. Brilliantly well, Luluai.
Fantastic. Fantastic tackle.
Oh, there's a high shot from Luluai. Referee's right in the middle of this. And surely they'll take 2.
They've got to. With a man of the capabilities of the winger Pat Richards. It's a long way out.
Thierry Alibert was brave then. He was right in the middle of that schmozzle. And he wants a word with Ali Lauatiti.
Look at the tackle here. It's things like that where games are won. And that was a swinging arm from Lauatiti and he knew it. Look at Uncle Albert is in. So
and he's looking up to the gantry here where Michael Maguire's about 25-30 metres away from us. He says 2 and Michael Maguire says yes, take the 2 on offer, and this could be the moment for Pat Richards. And more importantly, it will pull
Here we go again.
Wigan level.
Here we go again.
I'm not going to mention it anymore.
You just did.
No, all I've said is it could be the moment for Pat Richards.
Well, it's significant. Phil talked about no penalties and he was right, and it's that composure. Ali Lauatiti and needless penalties giving it away. Pat Richards the chance now to equal this game for Wigan.
And break that record.
Oh, here we go.
He can't hear me. There's no pressure other than kick the goal.
No pressure?
No, other than kick the goal. No pressure from me. Mr. Carney's accusing me.
Get out.
He's missed another.
You will not get out of here alive.
You see to that, will you?
He's got a blue car.
Oh, he's inhuman. Dad, what do you reckon?
Well, I can see 3 policemen walking up to the gantry already. That is a big let-off.
Andy Farrell will be watching this match and he'll be hexing Pat Richards. It'd be nothing to do with me.
You know what? We can't forget what's at stake here. A home semi-final to be 80 minutes away from the grand final.
Yes, it's massive.
This is massive. We got 8 minutes to go. 7.
Fielden at the moment leads it. Oh, it's another penalty. Oh, and it's going to be starting here. We're getting a little bit excited because of the massive prize at stake. Now, will Richards have another go?
Well, they complain that Phelan has put the forearm into the chest, which you're allowed. Oh, it's the right do, isn't it? Conversion miss by Pat Richards adds to the excitement. Penalty miss.
Keep it down. Calm, control. Okay. That's a high tackle.
High tackle. Keep it down. Calm control, says Thierry Alibert. It was high from Sinfield. It was round the throat.
Yeah.
Well, he made contact first with it and then went for the grapple.
Where exactly did they make contact? Because this is going to be interesting, Eddie. The referee can remember after all this point to find the spot where the tackle occurred.
That's a penalty.
He's fired up, Stu. Okay, Eddie.
I'm saying nothing.
Thank you. Steve-O, you take over here.
Is it all right, Mark?
Thank you, Brian.
Well, he's had the chances to level this.
He's checking,
score.
he's asking, is he on the right mark?
Yes. Good refereeing from Thierry Alibert.
Yeah, I must say, he was a little bit off colour at the start of this season, but I have got to give full credit to Thierry Alibert. He has improved as the season has gone on.
Well, a few moments ago, Pat Richards had this chance and pushed it wide. And oh, the anguish on the terraces. Now Pat Richards has another opportunity.
Still wouldn't bet against him, would you?
Well, if those two have got anything to do with it, this sail's over.
Just concentrate, Stuart. Just focus on the game.
You can see the pressure building up in the.
It seems a little bit closer to the centre of the field than it should be, this penalty kick.
Yeah,
but I'm not going to take anything away from Pat Richards if he scores it. Here we go. They'll tell you this time that he's levelled it. Well time lucky for Pat Richards. He loves it. Look at that. And I don't think he thinks it's about either a final kick in the context of this match, but he now breaks Andy Farrell's club record for points in a season. 429 in 2001 has gone west in the shape of Pat Richards. Well done, the big fella.
Can Leeds do 6 minutes without giving away a penalty?
Oh, Lulouai went for the kick-off, bounced off his knees, it's gone into touch, it's head and feet at the scrum to Leeds.
I wish he had a pound for every time that a mistake has come after a try has been conceded. They kick off, just a lack of concentration.
Now then, do they go for broke here, or do they look at the clock? Do they go for a drop goal? 5.5 to go. Do they go for a 1 point? Do they go for 4 and 6?
I think they'll try one drive and then do a move, and if that is not successful, look for the forwards taking it towards the centre, and if they do that, they'll go for the one.
It's Senior with the first drive in. Wigan supporters claiming a penalty. Here is Sinfield. Eastwood, still Eastwood. Some good things tonight, Greg Eastwood.
He's at his best game.
Sinfield's there, Sinfield's there, drop goal from Sinfield, he's got it! Sinfield's kicked it! 26-27! Can't relax yet, Brian McLennan. Kevin Sinfield, the drop goal. Back it comes off Badiris, under pressure, look at that, what a kick.
And he was pressurised by Joel Tompkins. The huge frame of Tompkins was appearing out of the corner of his eye, but he kept his cool.
Oh,
look at this!
Brilliantly done. That was it. Brent Webb over there. That was sensational from Webb.
He dived. He had to. He knew it.
That would have been head and feet of the scrum way down there to Wigan.
He had pushed up so far to cover the short kick-off, he's left himself exposed.
That's going to come into fashion more and more, though, isn't it? That style of a kick-off. We saw it happen at St Helens and Warrington the other week. Shooting for the sideline gives you a chance to get the ball back.
4 minutes to go. Leeds with a 1 point advantage. In possession with Ali Lauatiti. Now with Burrow, spins away and ducks under one challenge. Here goes Burrow, he went to ground.
He did the right thing.
Is that a voluntary tackle?
He did not want to go into touch.
Yep. Is it a voluntary tackle, Steve, or that?
Well, I tell you what, it certainly looked like one. He knew. Well, to be fair, he was touched as soon as he hit the ground. Oh, they've gone for broke with the high one.
It's very high, it's bounced, and it's come back.
Not a good finish, not a good kick, Eddie.
No, it wasn't. It sort of sliced up in the air, didn't it?
But why did they do it? Why did they not kick it right into the corner, put it in a touch, eat up the clock, put the scrum down? Can't believe they've done that.
How much is Kevin Sinfield's 25th drop goal of his Leeds career worth right now? And what do Wigan do 2 tackles from now?
Well, they're in the opposition half. One more drive. Will they go for it? Or will they go for broke? Oh, he's lost it.
That could be the game for Leeds. Here's Eastwood. Here's Eastwood. Tompkins after him. Eastwood brushes him off. He's still going, Greg Eastwood. Still going. Tompkins comes back, second effort. This now is Ryan Hall. What a game this has been from these two sides. What a contest.
Did you have a pop again here?
I'd say down here. I'd go the full 6.
Lauatiti, shuttle past a couple, gets it away to Sinfield, needs to go into the corner for Scott Donald. Darryl Goulding will ground it in goal, and it's a goal line dropout. They get another set of 6.
Great play.
It has to be a quick one. Wait for the players to get back on side. You see he's grounded, no other option there than Goulding to do that. Is this a shot and a shot to the side again?
Yes, it is. But Senior got a boot to it, gives it to Lauatiti, and surely there'll be no histrionics here from Leeds. Surely not, with 2 to go.
Yeah, just drive it in, and then a little kick into the in-goal area. Get the ball back. Consecutive sets is what they need. Oh, it bounced all over.
Has he wiped the tackle count clear then?
No.
I think he did. Yes.
Yes, a 0 tackle.
Leeds player down in back play. I can't see who it is.
This is Sinfield. Kevin Sinfield gets the ball away to Eastwood. Eastwood gets the ball away to Badeiras. And Badeiras goes down in the challenge.
I think it's
Brian
Webb.
McLennan, I don't know how he's hanging on to his emotions here.
I think Webb's out of the game.
Maguire running laterally. Carmont takes him. They're just eating up the tackles here. Coming up to the last minute. This is only the 2nd tackle. This is Delaney.
Hang on to the ball. That's what the Rhinos need to do.
57 seconds remaining. Badeiras and Sinfield into the in-goal area. This time Goulding picks it up. That could have been a penalty there.
I think it should have been. But then again,
they're telling Wigan now to come at them from their own goal line if they want to win this.
Donald has dropped back. He knows that Webb's injured. Donald has dropped back into the full-back position. Webb can hardly walk. They've pushed him out onto the left wing. Donald is not going back too far. He knows it's going to be a chip over the top by the Warriors. Oh, they go for broke.
And wide they go with Carmont. And here goes Paddy Richards. Pat Richards.
It's a penalty.
Oh,
it's a penalty.
He's given the scrum. He's given the scrum. That's Thierry Albert. The touch judge is on. The touch judge is on.
He was definitely taken out. There's still time to go on this one. I'm sure he was pulled back there. That was a great tackle, though, wasn't it, by Scott Donald?
And there's a right shamuzzle taking place while we're watching this. Something happened in back play. Maguire is the man who is down. Something has happened over there, which none of us saw because we were all watching Pat Richards. This will tell us.
They went for broke out wide.
Maguire's
gone for him,
that man back.
Yeah, this will be a penalty to Wigan. They'll kick it into the corner, and then it'll be up and under. Got to be.
So is the penalty where Maguire infringes on Carmont? Is that your interpretation, Mike?
I think it has to be, hasn't it?
It depends where they have to take this penalty from.
It could just give a scrum. It could actually just give a scrum and go with his original decision.
Well, that's what he did, but the touch judge immediately came on.
Maguire definitely puts a hand to him. He grabs the shirt. That's a penalty.
But you're happy that Pat Richards wasn't tackled late?
Well, there's 2 there.
I think.
Which do you go for? First offence?
Okay, that's okay. Yeah, if you're happy with that, then the first offence, you probably go back to Danny Maguire pulling him back.
Well, Maguire is hurt somehow. I don't know what went on after all that, because there was a right push and shove going on.
Boy, this is a tense finish. Wigan should get the penalty. Carmont is pulled back, and in the process, Maguire has hurt himself.
Pat Richards was fuming, you could see it. He was looking for George Carmont on the inside. Could see him get pulled back.
It could have been a try if Carmont had had a clear run. Total confusion out there.
Let's come over it. Right, no problem. Yes. For me, it was a just kick, and he's after him. Okay, I thought it was late, but it's fit.
I don't think the touch judge and the referee at this moment are talking about the incident here.
No, they're looking to see is it late on Pat Richards. The touch judge thinks it's late on Pat Richards. The referee...
Well, there's the penalty for all to see. And if Phil Bentham gets involved in this argument, he surely will tell the referee what he should be doing. Has he been asked by Thierry Lebert? Hasn't he got to be asked by the referee on the field?
He's just gone up to it.
He's gone up to it.
You can't look at this next incident, Brian, in slow motion. That would be the wrong thing to do, wouldn't you? The next one, the tackle.
Yeah, I'm not saying
There's
it
the
is.
penalty.
Yeah. But this one, Eddie, is now also in doubt whether that's a late tackle. I don't think it is, Brian. You possibly do, but...
No, I'm saying the touch judge said it was, yeah, no.
But the furious thing about it is that Wigan realise, and Pat Richards realises, that if Carmont had had a clear run, all he had to do was pass the ball back on the inside. It's a game won by the Warriors.
Well, he'd still have to run 50 metres with the ball, Steve, wouldn't there? There were one or two blue jerseys chasing him.
There was no one at home. Donald, who'd gone back to the
You're not
full back, had
suggesting, are
taken
you? You're not suggesting
A penalty
try from 50 odd
No,
metres out.
I'm not suggesting that. All I'm saying is that they will be furious that they didn't have the opportunity.
You're right, Steve.
Penalty to Wigan. 1 metre in front, the touch on the 40-metre line. Now,
Penalty for Wigan.
You can play off that.
He says penalty for Wigan, 1 metre in front of the 40-metre line. He's not...
Oh, here's pressure.
Well, I think Leeds are saying it's up there. It's the first offence is up there where Maguire, and in all of this, by the way, Danny Maguire is now being stretchered from the field.
Yes, but he can give the greater of the advantage if he thinks both are incidents. If he
Brian
thought it was a
McLennan is
late
shaking his
tackle,
head.
if he thinks it was a late tackle on Richards, the referee can give the greater advantage to Wigan.
But I think it's a penalty. It's a penalty on the 40-metre mark in Leeds territory.
Kick at goal, isn't it?
Yes, it is a kick at goal now. He's played on from the first one, and he's given penalty for the tackle on Richards.
They're clearing
That's
the flag.
The definitive answer.
They're clearing the flag, they're clearing the sideline. Pat Richards is going to have a kick at goal here. This is deemed a penalty, deemed a late tackle.
It looks worse in slow motion, Brian. Both of those men are sprinting.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's hard to decide whether Donald was committed.
Had he a chance to pull out? That's what you have to look at,
not
I
at
guess.
all. He's a law-abiding player.
Well, as I say, in all of this, we're missing the fact that Maguire is off the field on the stretcher and in some discomfort. Well, this kick is massive. It doesn't need me to tell you that.
Now, what's happened here? They've just rocked the post. Ali Lamatiti's just pulled the post, given them a shake.
Does he want the post to fall down?
Well, that's why the crowd are booing.
It's a long way out, but if there's anybody in Super League that can land one from this distance and from this angle, you are looking at it.
We have never had such a dramatic finish to a playoff game in the history of these playoffs over the past dozen years. And this kick to take Wigan to within 80 minutes of the grand final, he misses, and Leeds get next week off, and they're 80 minutes from Old Trafford. It's on Pat Richards. He's not got the legs. It's short. And Sini will surely just run the ball out. And the Leeds St Helens grand final for the 5th year in a row is on. What a night of drama. Pat Richards thumps the ground in frustration. 1 point the difference. The Kevin Sinfield drop goal, 4 minutes from time, and we had drama right the way through to the end. This is where the penalty was deemed to be given. There was certainly a penalty against Maguire, but the referee said play on, so he gave it to Pat Richards to kick, and there's the frustration from Paddy Richards. There's the jubilation from the Leeds Rhinos supporters. Wigan will come back next week and play the get-out-of-jail card. Leeds will have the week off, and they are 80 minutes away from a return to Old Trafford. And we will be back here, I think, next Friday for the next instalment of this playoff drama. What a game we have seen.
Incredible. And the sad look on the face of Pat Richards. Forget about the fact that he's broken Andy Farrell's record. He wanted to stretch it an extra 2 points. give Wigan that week off. It will not be the point-scoring machine. Missed on 3 occasions under great pressure.
And Steve-O, it's not about Pat Richards, is it really, in the end? Wigan's lack of composure allowed Leeds back into that game, and Leeds showed what a champion side they are.
Well, Greg Eastwood has got the vote as man of the match. Big smiles from the Kiwi. He's with Bill.
Greg, that must have been the most nerve-wracking few minutes as Pat Richards was lining that kick up.
Oh yeah, no, it was pretty nerve-wracking, you know. It's unlucky miss, but you know, it's a game for us. We get the week off, so you know, we can regroup and work on that.
At 14-0 down, it really didn't look like it was going to turn out quite like this, did it?
Yeah, no, I was on the bench, and you know, I thought I had to come on and you know, try to turn the game around, and you know, the guys off the bench really did that for us, and it was a good turnaround for us. So, you know, it gave us a lot of confidence.
Sort of sums your season up, doesn't it? Because you've not been probably at any point firing on all cylinders, and yet you've managed to dig yourself out of some holes.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, we had a disappointing loss against Warrington, and you know, a lot of clubs you know, go down from there, and we certainly turned that around. And you know, it's good for the club, and you know, especially for the players to turn that around and come out and beat Wigan over here. So it's good.
Greg, well done. Man of the match, champagne, £100 for a charity of your choice as well. Where would you like that to go?
Yeah, I'd like to give that to Leeds Foundation.
Well done, Greg. Let's bring the skipper in, whose 25th drop goal of your career, and probably have you struck a sweeter one?
It was a tough game, wasn't it? And we saw drama right at the end there. I think the playoffs this year have been fantastic, so a great advert for Rugby League, and delighted we get a week off now because you know, we've been on the go since January, and be able to get some bodies back hopefully for the next game.
You were really slow out of your blocks. I mean, and as we've seen with Wigan this season, they come out firing, don't they? And you couldn't hold on at that point.
Yeah, they're a champion side, and to come top of the tree means you're a very good side, and they threw a lot at us early, and we couldn't live with them, if we're being honest. And thankfully, you know, we managed to get some momentum and claw our way back, but massive effort from some of our bigger guys tonight. You saw Greg Eastwood get him out of the match, so it was outstanding.
It was clawing, wasn't it? That's probably the appropriate word.
Yeah, I'm sure it was a great game for the neutrals to watch, and seen a bit of drama to finish off as well. So, you know, delighted to be in the semis now, and you know, who knows.
Well done, Kevin. Enjoy the breather.
Thank you.